Namaste and welcome to Mindful Yoga. My name is Ryan and I will be guiding you through today's practice. So today's practice is based on one of the attitudes of mindfulness, which is trust. To me, when I say talk about trust, it does not mean that I blindly trust anyone or whether trust comes from a place of emotion or ego. Trust to me means that we have to believe that we are enough and our essential nature is just waiting to be uncovered. And then knowing that and then going with the flow of life without striving too much or without judging too much. So today we'll practice with trust. Today's practice requires one block. You may or may not need it, and if you don't have a block at home, use a book or something which can double up as a block. We'll begin our practice today with quietly connecting with our breath. So coming into a comfortable seat, so you can sit like me in Vajrasana with your glutes on your heels, or you can choose to sit on a block and all cross-legged. Any other way you'd like to be seated, that's fine as well. So coming into a comfortable seat and placing the hands either on the thighs or the knees, closing our eyes. And as we close our eyes, we take a big inhale. And with the exhale, we relax the shoulders away from the ears. And then with our lips closed, we unclench the jaw. And we take 3 deep, slow breaths to arrive on our mat. With each inhale, filling up the belly like a balloon. And every exhale, the belly going towards the spine. And now coming back to the gentle rhythm of the breath. As we begin to notice our inhales and exhales. And breathing is easy and relaxed, as we are not trying to change anything. Three more breaths here. And then softly opening our eyes and then transitioning to all fours. So if you used a block to sit on, sliding the proper way and placing it at the top of the mat and coming onto our hands and our knees. And then from here, few rounds of cat-cows. On the inhale, the belly drops. On the exhale, round the upper back. Inhale, tailbone rises. On the exhale, chin to chest. Inhale, shine your heart open. Exhale, let the tailbone descend. And we continue like this for a few breaths. As we begin to align our breath with our movement. And even closing the eyes, if that feels good. We'll do 2 more rounds of cat-cow or Majriyasana. And we meet in a flat back. And then from here, we're going to lift the left leg off the mat, trying to make a footprint towards the back of the room. And then step the left foot in between our hands, coming into like a modified low lunge. And then from here, we're going to extend the left leg and then stack the right hip above the right knee, coming into a half monkey stretch. And then curling the toes towards the face. And you begin to feel a deeper stretch into your hamstring and your calf. And if it's too intense, you can stop the curling of the toes towards your face and bring it to a neutral position for the foot. One more breath here. Let's return the left foot to the mat, bend the left knee, and then transition back to all fours. As we again come onto our hands and our knees. And then we're going to lift the right leg towards the back of the room. And then step the right foot through between our hands, coming into modified runner's lunge on this side, and then slowly walking the right leg away from us towards the top edge of the mat, and then gently stacking the left hip above the left knee. And then once again curling the toes towards the face if it feels good on this side. And then perhaps you will notice how this leg feels compared to the other leg. One more breath here. And then we're going to bend the front knee again as you place the right foot on the mat and then transition back to all fours. So just wheeling the foot around. And then from here, walking our hands 1 palm length forward, tucking our toes and then raising our hips towards the sky as we come into down dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. So any movements that come organically to you right now, some of us like to pedal our feet. And then some of my studio students in yoga studios here in Melbourne love to bend both their knees at the same time. And then they'll straighten the knees and lower the heels towards the mat as much as possible. So you just feel that nice stretch towards the lower part of the leg when you begin to straighten your heels towards the mat. Stay here for one more breath. And on the next inhale, we'll lift the right leg towards the sky. And on the exhale, we're going to step it through between our hands, come into runner's lunge. Let's drop the back knee down, untuck the toes. Let the hands go towards the sky. Relax the shoulders and lift up from the upper ribs. And the right knee is above the right ankle. So for many years, I worked in corporate jobs and I was extremely unhappy with myself. And I always was yearning for a change. One more breath here. Bring your hands down. Let the fingertips of the right hand frame the right foot, tuck the toes, lift the back knee off the mat, and then slowly rise up, coming into a high lunge, Ashta Chandrasana. Hug the left hip towards the right knee, draw the lower belly in, pull the pelvic floor up. Stay here for 3 more breaths. And then by sheer accident, I just found yoga. And I started practicing yoga regularly. One more breath here. And we'll transition into arrowhead. So let's sweep the hands towards the back of the mat. Let the palms face the floor. Shoulder blades seek each other. Gaze at one spot on the mat. We'll stay here for 3 more breaths. And then when I started my yoga teacher training, I was still scared to transition to full-time yoga teacher occupation from a corporate job. And from here, we'll bring the hands to heart center. And we're going to step the left foot forward to meet the right foot. We're going to transition into chair pose. So big toes touch, heels slightly apart. Zip your inner thighs together, knees together, and sit in an imaginary chair, Utkatasana. And I always want to make the transition, but I never trusted myself enough. I always doubted myself. One more breath here. Come to rise, come to stand. And then from here, gently on the inhale, pull the right knee into the chest. And on the exhale, kick the right leg back towards the back of the mat, coming into Warrior 3. Virabhadrasana 3. So you're trying to square the hips, toes point towards the floor. 3 more breaths here. Now I wasn't sure if I'll be a very good yoga teacher or even a decent yoga teacher, and how will I pay the bills? As you know, corporate jobs pay really well. 1 more breath here. And then from here, hands will come down. So the fingertips on the mat or on the block. You can use the block if you like. And then looking behind the left leg, coming into standing splits. Urdhva Ekapadasana. 1 more breath here. And then return the right leg towards the back of the mat. And then from here, let's step the left foot back to meet the right foot as we arrive in a high plank. And then lower both knees to the mat. Untuck the toes as we come all the way down until the forehead meets the mat. Inhale, lift the head into baby cobra. So we're not going too high. Exhale, right cheek on the mat. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, left cheek on the mat. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, forehead returns to the mat. Inhale, tall cobra. Lift the head off the mat. And exhale, down dog. So come to relax here for a few breaths in down dog. And once I began to teach yoga more regularly and got positive feedback, I began to trust myself and eventually was able to walk away from a successful corporate career and transition into yoga teaching full time. 1 more breath here. And on the next inhale, left leg lifts towards the sky. And on the exhale, step it through between your hands, runner's lunge. Drop the right knee down, untuck the toes, and let the hands go towards the sky. Low lunge on this side. And trust is sometimes a matter of experience. We go through trial and error. We try different things. We fail at some, we succeed at some. 1 more breath here. Bring the fingertips down. Frame the left foot, tuck the toes, lift the back knee off the mat, and then slowly rise up into a high lunge. As the hands go towards the sky, turn the right hamstring towards the ceiling and press the right heel towards the back of the mat or towards the back of the room. You can imagine there's a wall right there and you're trying to press your right heel onto the wall. 2 more breaths here. Bring the hands to heart center and let's step the right foot forward to meet the left foot. Or we'll sit in chair pose again, Utkatasana. And I've come to realize that sometimes we tend to doubt ourselves in a very unreasonable manner. So it's actually good to just go with it, trust in our own abilities to achieve things, and then just go for it. Slowly come to rise. Ground down onto the right foot. And on the inhale, bring the left knee into the chest. On the exhale, kick the left leg away towards the back of the room, coming into Warrior 3, Virabhadrasana 3. Looking at one spot on the floor. One more breath here. And keeping the hips square, toes pointing towards the floor, let the head hang heavy as we look towards the back of the mat. Standing splits, Urdhva Ekapadasana. And trust yourself to balance here. 2 more breaths here. And then return the left foot to the back of the mat. Let's step the right foot back to meet the left foot. As we come into a high plank, lower both knees to the mat, untuck the toes, come all the way down. Inhale, lift the head, cobra. Exhale, down dog. One more breath here. And then coming into child's pose. Big toes touch. Knees can be as wide as the mat as we place the forehead on the mat. Three more breaths here. And then we'll come into down dog. So we meet again into down dog, raising the hips to the sky, Adho Mukha Svanasana. On the next inhale, right leg goes towards the sky. On the exhale, thinking of pigeon pose, right knee behind the right wrist, left toes untuck. So in pigeon pose, you can either stay upright or you can fold all the way down. Maybe come onto your elbows. Maybe make cushion with 2 fists for your forehead. Or maybe the forehead reaches the floor, hands extend towards the front. You can even place your head on a block. And then slowly coming back up again. And then tucking the toes on the back leg, lift the back knee, pull the right knee into the chest, step back, down dog. And pigeon pose or Kapotasana on the other side. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, left knee behind the left wrist. Untuck the toes. And then slowly either stay upright or fold forward. So this side may be completely different to the other side. So choose the option that works best for you. And then slowly coming back up. I will swing both legs forward towards the front of the mat. So I'll face you for this one. And then from here, bringing the right foot inside the left leg. And then letting the chest fold over the left knee. Hands can come on either side of the leg or with the palms facing the ceiling maybe. And if you have the flexibility, go ahead. Place your hands around the outer edges of the left foot, making sure the sit bones are on the mat. And I've come to realize and learn that once we begin to trust ourselves, magic begins to happen. One more breath here. And then slowly coming back up. And then we're going to swap. So we're going to extend the right leg and then the left foot will come inside the right leg. And once again, either hands by the side with the palms face the ceiling maybe. Or maybe the hands go on the shin, the ankle or wrap around the left foot. We also begin to attract people with similar energy and mindset when we begin to trust ourselves. One more breath here. And then slowly coming back up. Let's bring the soles of the feet to touch into seated bound angle or Upavistha Baddha Konasana. Hands wrap around the feet and then the knees drop towards the earth, letting gravity do the job. And then maybe stay upright or fold forward, lowering your forehead towards the toes. Slowly rising up, extend your legs long onto the mat and then come to lie down. And a couple of twists and then Shavasana. So hugging both knees into the chest as we rock from side to side. And then dropping both knees to the left hand side. Hands come out in a T. Gaze over the right shoulder. Or you can even look towards the ceiling or even perhaps close your eyes. One more breath here. Come back to center and then drop both knees to the other side. Maybe eyes closed, gaze over the left shoulder or towards the ceiling. Come back to center, hug both knees into the chest. And let the feet find the corners of the mat as we extend them long. And let the hands come to rest by your side. Palms face the ceiling in a gesture of receiving from the universe. Your final resting pose, Shavasana. I will wake you up when it's time. And wiggling your toes and your fingers, making gentle movements. And then rolling over to your favorite side, using your arm as a cushion under your ear. And with your eyes closed, coming up into a seat. As we bring the hands to heart center, thumbs press against the sternum. One soft inhale followed by one soft exhale. Bring the thumbs to the third eye center, back to our lips and to your heart. From my heart to yours, Namaste. Thank you for practicing with me, and if you enjoyed the practice, I'll be grateful if you could please like the video and subscribe to my channel so that I can continue to make free videos on a weekly basis. And wherever you're in the world today, have a great morning, amazing afternoon or an awesome evening. I will see you soon on the mat. Namaste.